Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Madisonville Marine, madmarine.com. They are the right boat for you. That's the goal. They want to find the right boat for you. It's not just about selling you a boat. If you sell you a boat and you're not happy with that boat and it doesn't meet your needs, they sell you a family boat and you want a boat just for getting out and doing your fishing and to heck with the family, you're not going to be happy. If you want the other way around, you're not going to be happy. They want to find the right boat for you and your family. That's why you keep coming back. Madisonville Marine, I'm telling you, these are good people. They care about what you think about your boat. They want you to keep coming back to Madisonville Marine. All right. I heard somebody on local radio this week say that UT claims they don't have money to hire a named coach.
Wouldn't ours? No.
I've never heard. Has anyone here, we've covered UT for 100 years. Has anybody at UT ever made the comment that we don't have the money to hire a coach?
No.
Never heard that. Clay Travis wrote this week, Tennessee has argued they don't need to pay top dollar. I've never heard anyone say that. I don't know who's arguing. Never seen it. Never heard it. Look, there are a lot of things you can say about UT's people do the hiring. They make mistakes. They panic. They're not the right people. Okay, all legit. We've said all that at different times. We've asked that very question. But to say they're cheap, that's a myth that needs busting. Take a look at the big board over here. Now it's going to be tough for you to read, I'm sure. But what you got, top 30 paid coaches in the country this year for 2017. Nick Saban, $11 million a year. Jim Harbaugh, $9 million. He's now 1-4 against Michigan State and Ohio State. That's well worth the $9 million. Urban Meyer, $6 million. Then everybody else is at 5.2 or less. You've got, we just walked in front of the camera, sorry. Butch Jones, $4.1 million. All right, you're within $1 million of everyone but the top, four?
Yes.
Top three. You're within $1 million of everybody at the top three for Butch Jones. Now, is there anybody thinking Butch Jones should be paid more? I don't think so. So the idea that you're not willing to pay, it's kind of not true. They haven't gone bargain shopping. Guys, they've gone after big-name coaches in the past. They just didn't want your money.
Well, it's obvious Tennessee overpays for mediocrity.
Well, I mean, here's what I want. But you look at Mike Gundy. Butch Jones makes more than Mike Gundy. You went and offered Mike Gundy. He said no. You didn't go over there and offer him less money than he was making. You offered him a raise. He said no. You look at Charlie Strong. You offered him a raise. He said no. Now that one, Dave Hart left him on the lot up there, basically, as they say. He had him convinced and then said, well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And he flew back to Knoxville and left Charlie Strong up there to talk to Tom Jurek. So mistakes.
And he changed his mind.
Exactly. Yeah. Dumb move, bad move. It's not money. Look,
well, they were willing to pay Gruden at least $5 million. I was told by a Board of Trustees member that they were going to pay him 6 years, $5 million. 4 years ago, that's pretty good money right now, looking at your list.
He'd be one of the top 4 or 5 coaches in the country.
So we're ready to do that. So why you would argue that they aren't? Look, I've heard people say, well, they didn't recruit this kid. Well, yeah, they recruited him. He just said no.
Right.
So it's kind of the same premise. Well, they're not willing to pay. No, they weren't able to get some of the people that were offering big dollars to.
Well, exactly. I mean, you look at maybe they're not good salesmen. Maybe they're not good at picking who to sell to, Derek Dooley. But the problem is not cash. I mean, again, take a look at that list. Let's go back to the board, Chris. Once again, folks, when you say Tennessee's cheap, who are you saying they're cheaper than? I mean, they're paying more than a lot of these schools up there. They're within $1 million. We know that they offered at least $1 million more. They've been offering $5 million. So I don't see the problem. When you act like Tennessee's bargain basement, that's not true. Butch Jones wasn't the first man on the list. He was number 3. Again, it's not some sort of crazy defense of UT. If you want to criticize them, go right ahead. We've criticized them on this show, but not for the money thing. Criticize them for what's right. That's a myth that people pass around. Well, we're cheap. History says you're not.
And so many of the fans seem to think, well, just get out your checkbook and do what Alabama did. Go like the $10 million check, and it's not an option.
Well, my question on that one is, all right, you getting your checkbook out? I keep going through these media guys these prophets who tell everybody what to say and people believe it. Clay Travis wrote that this week. The Haslams, specifically. Haslams need to act like billionaires. They need to go ahead and write that. And I thought, nobody talks about how successful he is more than Clay Travis. Where's your check? If you want $10 million, why don't you write the check? And UT has proven over time that's not how it works. It's not 3 guys get together and write a big check. If that were the case, Jimmy, they wouldn't have gone in the red on Buzz Peterson's
right.
buyout, on Derek Dooley's buyout, on Philip Fulmer's buyout. You don't have somebody just sitting there going, here you go, have a nice day. That's not the way it works.
The perception they're cheap, it comes from, okay, they hired a guy from Central Michigan or promoted
Actually from
a
Cincinnati,
coordinator.
yeah.
But it all goes back to that other graphic you had. There are just very, very few guys that go from one Power 5 school to another, whether it's football or basketball.
Well,
Would
Jimbo
fans have
Fisher.
felt better if Tennessee had paid Butch Jones $5 million when they hired him?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They paid him what market value showed for that particular coach. Same with Derek Dooley.
You offered more to 2 other coaches. They said no. You wound up with Butch Jones. You paid him market, and now you've got him again. He's over market. I mean, he's making more than Mike Gundy. Mike Gundy has his team in the top 10 every year.
They were willing to pay Will Muschamp over $3 million, but
When
he
he was
said no when he was at Texas before they hired Dooley in that January timeframe.
And then the next year he went to Florida,
Right.
just like Charlie Strong turns you down. Then the next year goes to Texas. So now we'll talk more about past hires next. This will be interesting. Past searches. What went wrong? Come on back.